We got the trailer backed up to the shop today. For today's episode, we're gonna fix the frame. It's rotted out here on the side. This trailer is full aluminum, but there's a subsection here where the axles mount that are steel. And just from years of sitting, before I got my hands on it, I noticed that there was some rot on the bottom of that frame rail. So we're gonna do a nice cap on it and some fish plates for the side. And then we'll fix the generator and do a little work to Loud and Ugly. That way we're ready to go down to Connell Motorsports. That's the old Thompson Dragway in Ohio. And we're gonna go down there for the Gasser reunion, I believe it's called. So we're gonna get down there, do some racing, and then the weekend after that, we'll be up in Michigan racing the Nostalgia Nationals at Milan. Last night we were able to get the trailer patched up. It was looking pretty rough once I crawled under there and started wire wheeling everything. So went ahead, patched that up on the bottom side. The inside of the frame rail looked good, so I made that triangulated patch on the outside for it. Regardless if whatever, it's gonna hold up just fine until I can actually remake that entire steel subframe that's underneath the trailer. So for now, works good, get us through the rest of the season. No worries about that anymore. Last race that we had with the Nostalgia Outlaws at Milan, I ended up and went to pull the generator in and shut it off at the end of the day. And the whole pull cord assembly was sitting in the lawn next to it. So luckily I just got to drill out a couple holes on here and then we're gonna pop rivet this thing back on. We're gonna head over to where my truck's at and we're gonna rip an oil change on that. We also got to do a plug change and lash the valves. So we're going to go ahead and get busy with that. we finished up the race prep last night. Valves are lashed. We got the oil changed. We just put the diaper back on. I'm going to go ahead and do the plug change once we get to Ohio at the race. I just don't want to deal with that right now with the idling around and loading up. So we're going to get this loaded in the trailer, load up all the rest of our stuff, and we'll hit the road in the morning. Well, we're done loading the trailer up. Truck's in there, all the tools. We got our bed, all that stuff is loaded up. So we're ready for the weekend down at Thompson Dragway at Cunnell Motorsports for a Gasser reunion. Should be pretty sweet. Big news, as always, super grateful for everybody who helps out Loud and Ugly Garage. It's awesome for all the companies like QA1, Prime Weld, Woodward Fab. We've got tons of other ones that have helped us out in the past as well with plenty of things. So right now I want to give a huge shout out to ACP Headers. So this is a new sponsor for Loud and Ugly Garage. They custom built some big old headers for Loud and Ugly here because we need to get rid of those tiny 1 5/8 primary tubes that we have on there right now. Dean Gellner, my engine builder, recommended that we get some bigger primary tubes, and ACP is the only one who makes a header that goes, they'll make it any size for you, but these ones here are stepped headers, 1 7/8 primary tubes that step up to 2 inch with a 3.5 inch collector. So this is a big boy compared to the 1 5/8 that we have on the truck right now. The only way that they do this is ACP makes a header flange that you have to kind of pour it out to your own head. I'll show you what those look like. They're 3/8 thick steel. They've got some countersunk bolts here. So you'll set it up against your head, scribe on the back side, port it out so that it lines up good with the port on your head and everything flows with zero restriction. And then this allows it to step out to a bigger header, primary header tube, because if you know, on a small block head, the bolts are so close that if the tube gets too big, you wouldn't even be able to put a bolt on it. So this is the answer if you've been wanting to figure that out with your small block Chevy and going with a bigger primary tube. ACP are the people. They're made in America, so that's awesome as well. Great guys. I talked to Greg there, so if you give him a call, tell him you saw this on Loud and Ugly Garage, and maybe they'll hook you up. So thank you, ACP, for the hookup, and super excited to do an episode on fitting these up and doing some test and tune to see what difference in how loud it is, because that's what we love here at Loud and Ugly Garage, and also the performance we get out of these. So stay tuned for some future episodes on that. The next 2 weekends are going to be pretty hectic. I'm going to try my best to maybe get these on there, but I don't know if it's a good idea because we're racing. Maybe after these 2 races, I'll take the time and really do some good test and tune videos with these so that we can see the difference in the ET on the track. So again, thank you, ACP. Thank you all you guys, and we'll see you next week for some racing.